Good morning, everyone. Going to do a little review this morning in Arena Commander because just haven't had time to get access to the 600i and the PTU, and we're going to do it on the 600i this morning, which is from Origin, obviously, and it is a constellation-sized exploration ship slash multi-role, so carries a little bit less cargo than the Constellation, but it's a similar size, a little bit more durable. And it's it's a pretty cool looking ship. I enjoy the look. The cockpit layout is going to be interesting to talk about today. First we'll cover performance this time since it's an Arena Commander, and I don't know when my daughter's going to wake up, so I'm trying to be quiet. We'll use the Broken Moon as a point here. And we'll start our usual rolls. Is very similar to what you would get from the Constellation. Pitch. Again, this is not using any thrusters, just pitch axes. Similar to the Constellation, but with less drift, a lot less drift. Yaw, just about as much drift as you would get from Constellation. And there's the border. So it's a good time to check deceleration. Alright, so relatively good handling. It overheats pretty quickly. The stock weapon loadout, I mean, look at this. One shot, weapons overheat. Weapons overheat. Sustained fire, not much. So combat-wise, it's not exactly great. You can put different weapons on there, obviously, that will help with the loadout, but the stock one's pretty garbage. Alright, let's take a look at the inside here. Controls are kind of interesting. Got a dual stick rudder layout. So we'll check strafe left, strafe right, strafe up. Okay, strafe down. So up and down is just left rudder pedal. And up is just right rudder pedal. I don't know how you're expected to So to fly the ship, you're going to need a lot of practice if you're an actual person in the ship to remember which is which. Let's check roll. And roll is the right stick. Okay. Pitch. That is interesting. Let's see if we can cheat here a little bit on this ship. Because of the visibility. Let's see if we can zoom in. Can't quite see the person there. You can kind of see him. Yeah, so unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see really. Alright, looks like the right stick, push and pull is your pitch. And then yaw, I can't see it because of the way the game is set up. If you look down with free look and then you put it in there, your view's changing. And yeah, there's no way to see the yaw from the outside. Don't see any animation happening with the feet, so we're gonna have to assume it's the left stick roll. Layout wise, you got your holographic MFDs with this seat. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 MFDs. That's really it. Kind of really awkward. Open exterior over here, some buttons over there, engine on, engine off. So we're going to assume that it's these buttons down here that you're pressing to turn the things on and to unlock and power off the ship. You got your radar right in front and your standard HUD, which they're adjusting now with the new looking, building blocks HUD. So really it's pretty simple layout. And as far as handling goes, it's what you would expect from a larger ship. Honestly, in atmosphere, it feels a little clunkier than the Constellation, whether you can believe it or not. I would have to check on the website. I don't know how the stats are for weight, but I really do feel that 600i is a much heavier ship than the Constellation. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it's pretty much a solid block of a ship here. It's a very durable ship, though. It will take much more damage than a Constellation. And so as far as combative-wise it goes, it's a pretty solid ship. And speed, we'll go ahead and check that now. It's kind of hard in Arena Commander because I don't want to run off the edge of the boundary. Whoop. Or run into things for that matter. There's the boundary. Not gonna work. Ooh! Alright. So unfortunately, it's very hard to check top speed on a ship that accelerates this slowly in Arena Commander. We'll try again for funsies. Spawnsy in the middle. Where's it good? We'll go from one end to the other end here. Probably the best way to do this. There's a boundary. Kinda wish the boundary was a little further out, but again, this is Arena Commander, so we have certain limitations. Start our sprint from one side to the other and see if we got enough room to hit top speed. Probably crash into the other wall, but she overheats before we can even get up there. Definitely upgrade the coolers on this ship is all I'm going to say to that. Alright, we make it to 950-ish right before we hit the boundary. So top speed is about 915, so actually a little slower than the Constellation, which is interesting. So it's quicker acceleration than the Connie, but slower top speed. And appearance-wise, like I said, there's no real aerodynamic elements to the ship. I mean, it is a flying brick. You could make the argument for a lifting body design, but not really, not with those inlets on the side there. That's just way too much drag to be efficient. You got the large engines in the back, 4 large engines, and obviously you got the reverse thrusters, intakes, some bypass there, but that's more shielding. I'm not going to provide any lifting or anything like that. So in atmosphere, as you would expect, it doesn't exactly perform amazing. It's not horrible. I mean, again, nothing about this ship stands out in any real way other than the appearance. I mean, appearance-wise, you look in the cockpit, it's a beautiful ship as far as the view. You got your 2 quote-unquote co-pilot seats that can't fly the ship. So you only have 1 seat that can fly this ship, which again I still think is silly for a ship this large. But view-wise, it's very large and spacious. And that's the best way to describe the 600i. Spacious. A lot of, in my opinion, wasted space for the design of the ship, but especially in the cockpit. I mean, you only have 2 seats here. You could easily have another 1 or 2 seats back here, accessing other panels, an engineering station, something like that. But instead we just have these 2 seats, and this one very central pilot seat, which is always very difficult to get into for some reason. We have to find the right angle with it. There we go. As you see, you kind of sit down in it, and the controls lift up towards you, and the seat moves up. So again, it's as far as a pilot reviews goes for this ship, it performs very similar to the Constellation. It's a medium-sized ship that does its job, it does it relatively well, and is very durable. But handling wise is again very similar to any of the larger ships. You're not going to dogfight with this. You might have to do what's largely called in the space simulation world reverse ski. You put the ship in reverse, you fire at whoever's chasing you. As far as from the pilot seat, you got a turret, got some remote turrets, which will help with the fighting off enemies that get behind you. But it's your typical large ship. If they're in front, you can bring some large firepower to bear. If they're behind you, you got a little bit to kind of annoy them, and hopefully they'll go away. Your biggest defense is running the ship. You can fly it, you can fight it, but you're not going to fight it very well. So really, that's about all I got for it. Not much to talk about on the ship. It's nice, it's pretty, and it flies relatively well. You definitely need to upgrade those coolers on it so that the flight system does not overheat when boosting. And also to help with the weapons, I would switch out the loadout to maybe, I don't know, maybe, let's see, what's actually on it? You can't look at it in Arena Commander. Figures. But again, I'm gonna guess these are M7As or 6As. I'll switch out maybe with laser repeaters or some ballistic cannons so you don't have this overheat issue. Alright, that's about all I got on this ship. Not much. Kind of had to rush it because of the Arena Commander format and my daughter being asleep. It is what it is, everyone. It's been a rough time. I haven't had a lot of time to dedicate to videos, but I wanted to at least get one so you guys could take a look at the Origin 600i. I want to do the 890 jump eventually. And in this one, I definitely want to take the jump to atmosphere, seeing as how it's currently the only capital class ship we have. But I will say, as far as atmospheric handling, I used to have access to a 600i, and it handled very similarly to a Constellation. Kind of clunky, but not horrible. You just had to get used to it. Just felt more mass, a little bit heavier than the Constellation. Alright everyone, hope you have a great day. Hope you're staying healthy. Thanks for watching.